Have you ever been driving down a highway and noticed that most road signs are green? Whether you're looking for the next exit, a nearby city, or directions to another state, those signs almost always share the same familiar color. It feels so normal that most of us never stop to question it. But why green? Why not blue, red, or yellow? As it turns out, there's a fascinating story involving science, safety, and decades of highway history behind that simple choice. Today we will discover why one color became the universal guide for millions of drivers every day, right here, on History of Simple Things. For most of human history, roads didn't have signs at all. Travelers relied on maps, landmarks, or directions from local residents. In ancient civilizations, such as the Roman Empire, stone markers were sometimes placed along roads to indicate distances, but they weren't designed for fast-moving travelers. As transportation evolved and automobiles appeared in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the need for clear and consistent road signs became increasingly important. In the early days of motoring, road signs were anything but standardized. Different towns, counties, and states often used their own designs, colors, and symbols. A driver crossing from one region to another could suddenly encounter completely different signage. This inconsistency created confusion and, in some cases, dangerous situations. As more people began driving longer distances, governments and transportation agencies realized that road signs needed a common language. By the 1920s and 1930s, road authorities in the United States and many other countries began experimenting with color systems that could quickly communicate information to drivers. The challenge was simple but important. Drivers needed to recognize signs instantly, often while traveling at high speeds. The color had to be visible from a distance, easy to read both day and night, and distinct from warning signs and traffic signals. At first, green wasn't the only option. Some early highway signs actually used black lettering on white backgrounds. While these signs worked reasonably well during daylight hours, they were harder to see at night. As vehicle speeds increased and nighttime driving became more common, transportation experts searched for a better solution. One major breakthrough came with advances in reflective materials. Engineers discovered that white lettering on a dark green background provided excellent contrast, especially when illuminated by vehicle headlights. The reflective lettering would shine brightly back toward drivers, making the signs easier to read from farther away. This combination dramatically improved visibility and safety. But visibility wasn't the only reason green was chosen. Human psychology also played a role. Green is generally associated with permission, movement, and safety. Think about traffic lights. Green means go. Unlike red, which signals danger or stopping, and yellow, which warns drivers to be cautious, green conveys reassurance. When drivers see a green sign, they instinctively understand that it is providing guidance rather than a warning. This distinction is important because road signs are organized into categories. Different colors communicate different types of information. Red is reserved for stop signs, wrong-way signs, and other critical warnings. Yellow is used for cautionary signs that alert drivers to curves, intersections, or changing road conditions. Orange typically indicates construction zones. Blue often provides information about services such as gas stations, hospitals, or rest areas. green became the color dedicated to directional guidance, telling drivers where they are going rather than warning them about hazards. The growing popularity of green signs eventually became formalized through standards and regulations. In the United States, the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, commonly known as the MUTCD, established guidelines for road signs nationwide. Similar standards emerged in many other countries. While designs can vary around the world, green remains one of the most widely used colors for directional highway signage. Another interesting reason green works so well is how the human eye processes color. Green occupies a middle position within the visible light spectrum and is generally easy for people to perceive. Under many lighting conditions, green remains clear and distinguishable without causing excessive glare. This makes it a practical choice for signs that must remain readable in bright sunlight, rain, fog, and darkness. Of course, modern highway signs are much more sophisticated than those used decades ago. Today's signs often use highly engineered reflective sheeting that can return light directly toward drivers. Some signs are designed to remain visible even during severe weather. Advances in material science have made signs brighter, more durable, and easier to read than ever before. Yet, despite all these technological improvements, the basic green and white color scheme remains largely unchanged. So the next time you're driving down a highway and spot a green exit sign in the distance, remember that you're looking at the result of more than a century of experimentation, engineering, psychology, and safety research. What seems like a simple design choice was carefully selected to help millions of people travel safely and efficiently every day. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.